Hello, everybody, and welcome to Atheist Sunday School, your one-stop shop for everything Atheist, Sunday, and school. Filmed before a live studio audience. We have one audience member.
Yes, we do. I don't know if you heard that. He said woo.
Yeah, he's really excited.
Yeah, he's real happy to be here.
Now, what we need now is one of those signs that says applause and lights up.
Yes, that's good.
Yeah.
Man, you're just asking me to push more buttons.
Wouldn't it be easier just to get applause and like laughter sound effects? It would be far more effective.
Would it be easier if we had all of those lights and they were just on?
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Just
always cheering.
Consistently.
Always laughing and cheering and oohing.
just have them on.
Trouble brewing.
Right.
Yeah.
So we've got a good show. Let's either do announcements or 100 points. For some reason, it seems we flip those all the time. So
well,
why don't you decide?
We got a couple things today.
Okay.
We got a couple things. First of all, it's the start of a month.
Yes, it is.
First show of the month.
Which means
we're doing the T-shirt giveaway. Who's the subscriber?
Illegible because of the tiny screen I'm working on.
Great.
Mathel Easton.
Oh, it's Rachel Easton.
Rachel Easton.
Yeah, it's Rachel.
Oh.
Thanks for subscribing.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, thanks.
Rachel, I feel like you've done that.
Yeah, I feel like that was already a thing that had happened.
Yeah, did you get banned or something?
Ouch, that sucks.
Jeez.
So, anyways, T-shirt giveaway.
Yeah, we got a T-shirt giveaway.
Does that mean I have to pull up this wheel?
Yes, it does. It means you got to pull up the wheel.
Well, I'm going to also make sure it doesn't say 100 points under it. How's that?
Okay.
All right, let's spin that wheel.
The wheel is spinning.
Right, tell us who it lands on, because we got a bit of a lag.
Landon.
Oh, two months in a row.
Wow.
Landon.
Did we already give him the Science-y T-shirt?
Yes, we did. But we can give him another one.
We can.
Not another Science-y one, but like a totally different T-shirt.
Oh,
we
know
have
what?
T-shirts
If we
keep
keep giving him T-shirts,
he can give them.
Yeah, he can give them away to other scientists.
Yes. And then we'll be the most popular show amongst scientists.
I suppose it'd be hard to contact him now.
We should send Landon with a box of Milwaukee Atheist T-shirts
to Antarctica.
To Antarctica.
Yes, that's a great idea.
Do you understand the shipping costs?
We'll
I don't
cover
know.
the shipping costs.
Do you understand them, though?
No.
Okay, well, they're expensive.
I'm sure they're expensive.
We won't ship it to Antarctica.
Oh.
We would ship it to Landon. Then Landon would take it to Antarctica.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We would take it to Antarctica and just like disperse these.
Yes.
Give one to everyone. If someone's like, I'm cold, then you're like, oh, warm up in a T-shirt.
Yes. In fact, no, you know what? We have hoodies too, so we can
Yeah.
send hoodies down there.
You're right.
Oh, man.
That makes more sense.
Behold hoodies in Antarctica.
hoodies.
How great would that be?
That'd be great.
That would be beautiful. We need
Oh,
those
as
behold
mentioned,
hoodies in Antarctica.
somebody's mic died. I was saying that earlier. That's probably gonna happen.
All right.
Well, it's not mine.
Yeah, I
It's
think
not on this end.
it's definitely on my end, and it is yours.
Okay. Well, anyways.
You know, it's been flickering.
Then I got a few quick announcements while he's fixing that.
Okay.
Demon summoning
Yes.
and the esoteric Nazism video.
Yes.
I'm also going to be working on. I'm doing the research currently for. I'm still thinking polytheism in ancient Israel, like all the different religions of ancient Israel, something along those lines. Once I dive more into more generalized books, I'm going to start narrowing it another topic down.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have been in the process of watching every single documentary on occult Nazism in both English and German with English subtitles, so that I can make sure that the script that I put together is literally the best that there's ever been made for a video on the subject.
Great. I am very excited for it.
I like unprecedented quality as well. Keep it up. It might take a while.
It will take a while.
That's okay. It's going to be great. But let's hop right into a 100-point show.
All right.
Yeah. And as always, I already have my 100-point show question ready.
Oh.
Not as always, as recently.
As of extremely recently.
Yeah.
As always, I'm making mine up on the spot.
Great. Well, here's mine. How many days has it been since June 13th, 1829.
I hate you. I'm not a.
Do you want me to do math?
You
yeah,
could
come on,
do math.
Do math.
So you could get this right after a while, but it's a good number, in my opinion.
I'm gonna guess like 100,000. I don't know.
Well, you're not too far off.
I'm gonna guess 11,000 for the Price is Right winning argument.
Yeah. The answer is 69,420 days.
Thanks.
That's
Wow.
a fact.
So 69,420 days ago was that date.
Yes.
Great.
Wonderful, Lawrence.
Why? You're an ass.
You're a national treasure.
Thanks. What is your 100-point question?
How many national treasures are there of the United States of America?
2. The first one and the second.
Good movies. Good films.
I'm gonna have to look this up.
What is?
I'm sure there's.
You weren't talking about the movies, which are national treasures.
Is this what they're called?
No, I wasn't.
The first one was good. The second one, not so much.
Yeah, they didn't make any more because of that. I have a 100-point show question.
Oh shit! What is it?
Okay. What episode do I reveal a spectacular thing that we're doing on our 100th episode?
Is it this one?
No.
Oh.
Oh.
Is it the next one?
Well,
Yeah,
it's the next one, but you already guessed.
Ah, damn.
Sorry. All right.
There's not quite 100 on the list of national treasures, I don't think. But there's like at least 50.
You know, you got to show me
No, there's 2.
You got to show me the qualifiers for what you mean. He might mean with distribution
Am
rights.
am
and
I a
DVD.
national treasure?
Hey, think about it. If there was a National Treasure DVD bonus edition or whatever, is that a different version of National Treasure? And he might be right in how many versions there are.
That's
with
a good question.
distribution and
I
stuff.
think
Does
that-
each, like, if they do like a dub, does each one of those count?
I think that you guys have an unhealthy obsession with Nicolas Cage.
What? He's not. No. All right.
Anyways, why don't we get going? I
Yes.
have the King James version of the Bible, the best version.
You make me sick to my stomach. I have the English Standard Version.
We have the Holy Scriptures according to some Jews,
The New King James Version.
the Hebrew Bible, a translation with commentary, the Alter edition.
From Robert Alter. And you know, I was looking through this, and this is the one I don't have because he splits them up into the writings, the prophets, and the Torah.
And that one's over there.
Yes, the Torah one is over there. The 5 books of Moses.
Obviously, because we have already covered everything in the Torah.
Yeah. The thing is, it is a really good translation. Like, I mean, really good. The first verse in the Bible, Genesis 1:1, and I want to, kind of tell you guys how fucking great Alter's translation is. So, in our readings, in modern English readings, it usually says, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was over the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters," yada, yada, yada. But he translates it as when God created the heavens and the earth. I forget, there was a certain word that he used. I forget what it was. I don't know if our one single audience member wants to grab that book or if Chris does. But it's...
Oh, yeah, he can grab it.
All right, well, anyways.
It's white book, right?
There's been a lot of scholarship done on Genesis 1:1.
Grab 2.
And the way it appeared in the
huge book.
original Hebrew, more likely, is instead of God creating stuff initially, this stuff was already there, and he he transformed it.
You guys may as well keep all the books over there.
Might as well, yeah.
Let's see
bring the whole
about
thing over there.
this.
Ah, yes. Thank you to our singular audience member.
So I'm going
Even appear on
to...
camera. Good job.
open up this clearly inferior version of the Bible over this
Clearly
clearly superior
No, it's
version
great.
of the Bible. Oh, the Bible in English and the heresy of explanation.
While he's looking for that, it's
when God began to create heaven and earth,
yeah.
and the earth then was welter and waste, and darkness over the deep, and God's breath hovering over the waters, God said, "Let there be light."
Yeah. So the difference in the very first verse, it doesn't actually say that God created everything.
Yeah,
It
because
says-
there's water.
Well, it implies that he created it.
It really
when
does.
he began to create heaven and earth.
Yeah, but there was already stuff there. Like from the second verse, there's already stuff there.
Yeah. I'm not
Yes.
arguing that.
Yeah.
Right. The earth is already there because
Exactly.
it was welter and waste.
Yeah. So it's that's an increasing amount of scholars are accepting that. It's already been like generally accepted for a while, but an increasing amount of scholars are accepting that. We also have
It's like
some extra stuff too. We have
we
the
gonna
Old
do the
Testament
readings
survey.
ever?
And we
Yeah.
have the Oxford Companion to the Bible.
Yes, which has really only been useful once or twice.
Hey, 4 times to 7 times, all right? It's a pretty arbitrary number, but it's
Yeah.
pretty low.
But
Yeah.
anyways, let's hop right into the readings.
There you go.
All right, I'll start us off at chapter 25 of 2 Chronicles. Amaziah was 25 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 29 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Jehodan of Jerusalem. And he did that which was right in the sight of the Lord, but not with a perfect heart.
You see, this happens all the time. They do what's right in the eyes of the Lord.
Well, they follow the rules because they have to follow the rules,
Yeah, but they
not
keep-
because they love
They
God.
keep reconstructing the high places.
There's always some conditional shit here.
Now, it came to pass when the kingdom was established to him that he slew his servants that had killed the king, his father. But he slew not their children, but did as it is written in the law of the book of Moses, where the Lord commanded, saying, "The father shall not die for the children, neither shall the children die for their fathers, but every man shall die for his own sin." What verse is that referencing?
The one that you just read?
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure which one. But as we know now, original sin seems to be in the minds of a lot of people.
Yes,
Yeah.
original
And the
sin.
thing is, there is also a verse in Ezekiel, I think, that also kind of says the same thing.
Right.
So
So
I don't really know why people are so hung up on original sin.
But-
I mean, I kind of get how it plays out throughout, like, the kingdom's narrative.
But if sin is non-transferable genetically, then explain why the children in Sodom and Gomorrah were killed.
Because they
Listen,
were
I
already,
understand.
They were already evil. You don't even know how evil those children were, man.
They were really evil
really
children.
evil children.
They
All
were
the
Ever met
evil
evil children
babies.
before?
Yeah.
They were like
Pretty scary.
the pre-Hitlers.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
God killing them was a good thing.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
according.
They were all going to be Hitler,
Yes.
but
all of them.
he let Hitler slide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't as Hitlery as the baby
You
Hitlers
need to
in
stop
Sodom
saying
and
that, or
Gomorrah.
you're gonna get demonetized.
Whatever.
To all hell.
Look, we're gonna say Hitler a lot in the occult
That's
Nazism
true.
video.
That's true. You're gonna get demonetized.
Basically,
It's
you might have to see us on BitChute.
fine. Oh
Fucking
man.
bitch shoot.
Yeah. Where was I? Moreover, Amaziah gathered Judah together and made them captains over thousands and captains over hundreds, according to the houses of their fathers throughout all Judah and Benjamin. And he numbered them from 20 years old and above.
As is tradition.
Yes.
The other
And
ones don't count.
even though this is a bad thing, as we saw with David.
Yeah.
And found them 300,000 100,000 choice men able to go forth to war that could handle spear and shield. This is probably closer to 30,000.
That's exactly
Well,
what I was going to say.
The thing is, it is probably closer to that. But Alter's translation, do I have a note? I don't even have a note for that one. What was that,
good.
verse 5?
That was verse 5.
That was verse 5, okay. 20 years old and upwards. Oh, never mind. Okay, never mind. Let's go on.
Okay. He hired also 100,000 mighty men of valor out of Israel for 100 talents of silver.
Wow.
that means...
that seems kind of cheap.
Yeah, that's 10,000.
You underpaid those people.
Look, each one of them would get half a talent of silver if it was the real number,
Well, no,
which
maybe-
is 10 times less.
No, like each of them gets that much probably. That's my guess.
So what we're saying is, well, either each of them gets 100 talents of silver,
Or he paid
which
just
means
100 talents.
that
Which is cheap.
100 times 100,000 is 10 million talents of silver.
That's
Do
a
you
lot.
think that they had 10 million talents of silver?
Any standardized unit
I don't know.
of 10 million? Did they even mention a 10 million? They mentioned millions at some point.
Yeah, I don't think they've referenced 10 million.
No,
They
it's a
haven't.
number that's above them. I think there's...
That's like up in God's kill range,
Right,
but it's not
yeah.
a reference.
But there came a man of God to him, saying, O king, let not the army of Israel go with thee, for the Lord is not with Israel, to wit, with all the children of Ephraim. But if thou wilt go, do it, be strong for the battle. God will make thee fall before the enemy, for God hath power to help and to cast down. And Amaziah said to the man of God, But what shall we do for the 100 talents which I have given to the army of Israel? And the man of God answered,
What
The
are we
Lord
gonna do
is
with all
able
this
to
money?
give thee much more than this. So, what? So that
Hold
implies
on,
that
I-
he's only given 100 talents of silver to the entire army
That's
of
what
Israel.
I said. I said they only gave them, like, nothing. And if you did the math where you divide the normal number that they give you by 10, they each got half a talent of silver.
What should we do about the 100 talents that I have? Oh yeah, fucking, that does kind of.
Or no, a tenth. They each got a tenth. Sorry. They still
Yeah.
don't-
Man,
They
that's a bummer.
I don't know how much
These
a
guys
tenth-
are getting underpaid.
Yeah, I don't know how much
Yeah.
a tenth is.
A few copper pieces?
That or
maybe?
it's a,
Then Amaziah separated them to wit, the army that was come to him
sorry.
out of Ephraim.
It's 6.6 pounds of silver. That's a talent.
Okay.
To go home again.
6.6. What?
66.6.
Pounds is a talent. Sorry.
What? Hold on. Oh, okay. No, a talent was about 75 pounds. That's what I have here in a note.
Well,
Okay,
that's-
you know what? That's fine then.
That's fine. That's
Then-
yeah. Think about that. Divided up amongst them, still pretty good. 100 of those divided by, I guess, 10,000 or 100,000. Still not very good, maybe.
No.
No, it's still not very good.
But
Bad
then
numbers.
I don't think they had 100,000. I'm just gonna keep.
Well,
being
whatever. He's
skeptical
trying
on
to
it.
figure out what he's going to do with all this money.
Well,
Then
yeah. Give
Amaziah
it to his
separated
men,
them
maybe.
to wit, the army that was come to him out of Ephraim to go home again. Wherefore their anger was greatly kindled against Judah, and they returned home in great anger. And Amaziah strengthened himself and led forth his people, and went to the valley of Salt, and smote of the children of Seir 10,000. This is not literally children, this is just people who are from there.
Yeah, yeah.
But it could include children. Why not? And other 10,000 left alive did the children of Judah carry away captive, and brought them unto the top of the rock, and cast them down from the top of the rock,
Oh boy.
that they all were broken in pieces. Where's the rock?
Can you smell what the rock is cooking?
Broken
Okay.
people.
So, this rock, let's see. This may be what is called in Hebrew to this day Sela Edom. the site later of the Nabetian city of Petra. And Petra also means rock.
I've been to Petra.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Is it rocky?
you've been there.
Have
Yeah.
you seen that rock?
Did you see where they threw the people off of a rock?
I could see how that could happen.
Okay.
Okay.
But the soldiers of the army which Amaziah sent back, that they should not go with him to battle, fell upon the cities of Judah, from Samaria even unto Beth-horon, and smote 3,000 of them, and took much spoil. Now it came to pass, after that Amaziah was come from the slaughter of the Edomites, that he brought the gods of the children of Seir, and set them up to be his gods, and bowed down himself before them, and burned incense unto them. Wherefore the anger of the Lord was kindled against Amaziah, and he sent unto him a prophet, which said unto him, Why hast thou sought after the gods of the people, which could not deliver their own people out of thine hand? And it came to pass, as he talked with him, that the king...
So why are you guys worshiping this lesser god?
Yeah.
Also, God is so lazy here. He's like, yeah, I'm going to just tell a prophet to do it. He doesn't, like, intervene or anything. He just sends a mundane...
Oh yeah, his intervening days are over.
I guess.
Yeah.
Now he just says that he'll make other people do it. And it still sounds like just people doing stuff.
He's retired.
Ugh. Go ahead.
The king said unto him, Art thou made of the king's counsel? Forbear. Why shouldst thou be smitten?
And here's something that's interesting. So if you guys are looking for a source on what I'm about to say,
Yes.
I suggest reading Thomas Romer's The Invention of God. Good book. And he points out that Yahweh probably originated in the Negev when they were migrating. Like the Israelites or the people who would later become the Israelites, migrated from the Negev, and they were, because there are references to Yahweh coming from the south or from Seir even, which is in the south. So that's just a little nugget for you guys.
Oh. So basically it's like, why are you looking at these other gods?
Yeah.
Then the prophet forbare and said, I know that God hath determined to destroy thee, because thou hast done this, and hast not hearkened unto my counsel. Then Amaziah, king of Judah, took advice and sent to Joash, the son of Jehoahaz, the son of Jehu, king of Israel, saying, Come, let us see one another in the face.
Ooh.
And Joash, king of Israel, sent to Amaziah, king of Judah, saying, The thistle that was in Lebanon sent to the cedar that was in Lebanon, saying, Give thy daughter to my son to wife. And there passed by a wild beast that was in Lebanon, and trode down the thistle. Thou sayest, Lo, thou hast smitten the Edomites, and thine heart lifteth thee up to boast.
Ooh, boy.
Abide
a lot
now at home. Why shouldst thou meddle to thine hurt, that thou shouldst fall, even thou and Judah with thee? But Amaziah would not hear. For it
So
came,
he's asking for like a royal marriage.
yeah.
Okay.
For it came of God that he might deliver them into the hand of their enemies, because they sought after the gods of Edom. So Joash, the king of Israel, went up, and they saw one another in the face, both he and Amaziah, king of Judah, at Bethshemesh, which belongeth to Judah. And Judah was put to the worse before Israel, and they fled every man to his tent. And Joash, the king of Israel, took Amaziah, king of Judah, the son of Joash, the son of Jehoahaz, at Bethshemesh, and brought him to Jerusalem, and brake down the wall of Jerusalem from the gate of Ephraim to the corner gate 400 cubits, And he took all the gold and silver and all the vessels that were found in the house of God with Obed-Edom, and his treasures of the king's house.
So Obed-Edom was one of the, I want to say he was one of the gatekeepers, right? Wasn't he? Or his name popped up a few times.
Yeah.
I
And we
do
couldn't
believe-
figure out if it was multiple Obed-Edoms.
That's correct.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember that at one point they said, and the gatekeepers were Obed-Edom, somebody else,
Yeah.
and Obed-Edom, and I was like, no.
No, and then in another section, Obed-Edom was doing something else.
Two.
So,
yeah, he had like 4 roles, depending on how you looked at it
Yeah.
and which part of the book you read. Gatekeepers, man.
So they bring down this wall,
Yes. They grab all the gold and silver.
and Amaziah, the son of Joash, king of Judah, lived after the death of Joash.
Did you finish that verse? I don't think you did.
Oh, the hostages also, and then returned to Samaria. And Amaziah, the son of Joash, king of Judah, lived after the death of Joash, son of Jehoahaz, king of Israel, 15 years. Now the rest of the acts of Amaziah, first and last. Behold!
Behold!
Behold.
Are they not written
Oh my gosh, is it a combo?
Yes.
in the book of the kings of Judah and Israel?
Oh, it's a different book, but yeah, it's a good book. Good reference.
Now,
Are they
after
not
the
written?
time that Amaziah did turn away from following the Lord, they made a conspiracy against him in Jerusalem,
Oh, man.
and he fled to Lachish. But they sent to Lachish after him and slew him there. And
Bummer.
they brought him upon horses and buried him with his fathers in the city of Judah. But he did get buried with the kings.
Yeah, he did get buried with his fathers.
Yeah, he did.
That's an honor.
See,
Lucky,
and
lucky
I
guy.
have a City of David instead of,
The city of Judah.
yeah.
Well, where's he buried?
Judah, the city of David.
No. Fuck.
Huh,
It would be Jerusalem.
yeah. No, that's... I don't know then.
Okay, anyways. So, that is the end of chapter 25. If you guys are enjoying the stream, please make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't.
Yes, every like helps us a little bit.
It really does.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
But
It's there. It
we're
does something.
competing with, like, PewDiePie.
No, we're not competing with PewDiePie.
Everyone's competing
We're
with
competing with
PewDiePie.
Talk Heathen.
Who's
Oh.
that? What's that?
Well, come on. I think our audience can do better than Talk Heathens.
Talk Heathen is the atheist experience, like it's not really a pre-show, but it's like a different show, but it's like a spin-off, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, our audience can do better than theirs.
Yeah.
We should have 3 spin-offs.
We're better than Talk Heathen.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Anyways, let's hop right into chapter 26.
And they're atheists?
Yeah.
They're not heathens.
No,
Huh.
but people call atheists heathens.
Well, doesn't that just piss off heathens?
Yes. Here you go. It does piss off heathens.
Okay.
Chapter 26. And all the people of Judah took Uzziah, who was 16 years old, and made him king instead of his father Amaziah. He built Elath and restored it to Judah.
Did they
After
explain
what?
why they did that at all?
Maybe.
Okay.
Fucking shut up.
So Uzziah in the parallel text in 2 Kings 15 followed here loosely and intermittently he is called Azariah.
Okay.
Some claim that Uzziah was a throne name, but the contradiction may be the result of a confusion in transmission.
Sounds about right. All right. After the king slept with his fathers, Uzziah was 16 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 52 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Jechaliah of Jerusalem, and he did what was right in the eyes of the Lord, according to all that his father Amaziah had done. Except, as we just learned, he didn't do everything right.
Yes.
Did he get those high places dealt with?
He brought up some more
Oh.
in effect.
Oh, no.
Yeah. He set himself to seek God in the days of Zechariah, and we're gonna get to Book of Zechariah
Soon.
not too long. Yeah, not too long from now. who instructed him in the fear of God, and as long as he sought the Lord, God made him prosper. He went out and made war against the Philistines, and broke through the wall of Gath, and the wall of Jabneh, and the wall of Ashdod, and he built cities in the territory of Ashdod, and elsewhere among the Philistines.
So, in verse 5,
Yes.
in the fear of God, the Masoretic text has Bereot, quote, in the visions, end quote, but many manuscripts and 4 ancient versions show Beyirat, in the fear of. So, there's a difference.
All right. Where the hell was I? All right, he's taken over some cities. God helped him against the Philistines and against the Arabians who lived in Gurbal, and against the Meunites. The Ammonites paid tribute to Uzziah, and his fame spread even to the border of Egypt, for he became very strong. Moreover, Uzziah built towers in Jerusalem, at the corner gate, and at the valley gate, and at the angle, and fortified them. And he built towers in the wilderness, and cut out many cisterns, for he had large herds, both in the Shephelah and in the plain, and he had farmers and vine dressers in the hills and in the fertile lands, for he loved the soil.
Apparently, there is some archaeological evidence for an extensive building of fortification towers in the wilderness.
Okay. I don't know if it would date to that time period, because I'm just off the top of my head, for what I recall from the stuff I've read on the archaeology at the time. I don't remember anything coming up about Uzziah and his reign. I mean, there have been, fortifications found, a bunch of places spanning a bunch of different times in this area. So I'm not 100% on that.
Right.
Moreover, Uzziah had an army of soldiers, fit for war, as soldiers do, in divisions according to the numbers in the muster made by Giel, the secretary, and Messiah, the officer, under the direction of Hananiah, one of the king's commanders.
Yours has her as a secretary? Him as a secretary?
The first one? Yeah.
GL?
Yeah.
It's a scribe in here.
Ah, well, that wouldn't be that much of a difference.
I guess.
At the time, it wouldn't be. Now it is.
Yeah.
The whole number of the heads of the fathers' houses of mighty men of valor was 2,600. Under their command was an army of 300,000, 7,000, sorry, I really fucked that number up, 307,500, who could make war with mighty power to help the king against the enemy. And Uzziah prepared for all the army shields, spears, helmets, coats of mail, bows, and stones for slinging.
This has a different number of troops.
Oh, really?
It says an army force of 300,500.
Wait, how much?
You said 700.
No, I have a 307,500.
This one is 300,500.
Oh yeah, that is different. Yeah. Anyways, so he made them a bunch of stuff. In Jerusalem, he made machines. Machines invented by skillful men to be on the towers and the corners, to shoot arrows and great stones. And his fame spread far, for he was marvelously helped till he was strong. So, to shoot arrows and great stones. Does this sound like catapults and like giant, I don't know what they're called.
Ballista.
That do the arrows?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Does it sound like that? Because it sounds like that.
That's what
Well,
it is.
it has a note here. It says, mine says, for he was wondrously aided.
Yeah.
Right. Here it says the verb aid, azar, has a technical sense of being bolstered in battle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily that he was helped with something, but that those items, yeah, would have helped him. But when he was strong, he grew proud. Oh no, no, not pride. Ugh, what a shame.
He should have like no self-esteem.
No,
At all.
none, ever. He grew proud to his destruction, for he was unfaithful to the Lord his God, and he entered the temple of the Lord to burn incense. What? On the altar of incense. It's really weird. We have a lot of, like, there are times when burning incense in the temple is like a terrible thing, and then like sometimes it's meant to be that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's very confusing.
Well, no, they specify. See, this time they burnt it on the incense holder, but when they don't have it on the incense holder,
Well, they were altars were made for it. But,
yeah.
Okay. But Azariah, the priest, went in after him with 80 priests of the Lord who were men of valor. And they withstood King Uzziah and said to him, "It is not for you, Uzziah, to burn incense to the Lord, but for the priests, the sons of Aaron." Ooh. I'm so surprised
They're getting called out
that the priesthood has to do it.
Yeah, wow, we knew that.
Yeah.
And everyone else always forgets in the Bible.
And as it says here, they have to be consecrated to burn incense.
Come on.
Go out of the sanctuary, for you have done wrong, and it will bring you no honor from the Lord God. Then Uzziah was angry. Now he had a censer in his hand to burn incense. And when he became angry with the priests, leprosy broke out on his forehead.
What?
Well, it's just, in this sense, it would probably be just some kind of skin condition.
It says skin blanch. It says the disease sa'arat is traditionally rendered as leprosy, but the symptoms do not correspond to leprosy.
Yeah, exactly.
The chief symptom is loss of pigmentation, hence the coined name in this translation.
Yeah.
It was thought to be highly contagious, necessitating quarantine.
Now, is that what's going on in the background there? With the guy touching his forehead?
Yes,
If you
it is.
move your head a little bit out of the way, Lawrence. Yeah, good enough.
Yeah,
There you go.
it is.
He's touching his forehead.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, all right, there you
So he's got some problems. And as we know, this happens to a lot of people.
Having problems?
I think Miriam, right? Miriam, I forget what verse it was, but she had that kind of same issue when she stood against Moses.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was when she stood against Moses. Put out on his forehead in the presence of the priests in the house of the Lord, by the altar of incense. And Azariah, the chief priest, and all the priests looked at him, and behold!
Behold!
Oh.
He was leprous in his forehead, and they rushed him out quickly, and he himself hurried to go out, because the Lord had struck him. And King Uzziah was a leper to the day of his death, and being a leper, lived in a separate house, for he was excluded from the house of the Lord. Because, blemishes, no blemishes.
That's right.
Yeah.
You have like that little freckle? That could be bad. God would be mad.
That's got to be like super divine cancer.
Yeah.
And Jotham, his son, was over the king's household, governing the people of the land. Now the rest of the acts of Uzziah, from first to last, Isaiah the prophet, the son of Amoz, wrote. And Uzziah slept with his fathers, and they buried him with his fathers in the burial field that belonged to the kings. For they said, "He is a leper." And Jotham, his son, reigned in his place.
So 2 notes are here. It says, although Isaiah and Jotham were contemporaries, the authorship of the thing is unlikely,
Sure.
which reflects the chronicler's propensity to ascribe further histories of the sundry kings to prophets and seers.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And the burial field that belongs to the kings.
Right, yeah.
More literally, that is the king's. The phrase indicates that it's because Uzziah's affliction with an infectious and humiliating disease, he wasn't buried in the royal tombs, but in a burial plot, perhaps adjacent.
Okay, so he was buried a different place, and they just said that it was the king's, that it was the burial field that belonged to the kings because now there is a king there.
Well, it was like nearby.
Okay. kind of similar maybe to the tombs that people would like in Egypt.
Yeah.
there would be the main burial, in the pyramid, and then there would be these subsidiary burials, these extra ones of like some of their servants and their priests and other important people. And you want to be buried closer to the king so he can take you to the afterlife.
Yeah.
Yeah, so something like that. But you couldn't bury him right there because that's leprosy.
And that's the end of chapter 26, isn't it?
Yes, that is the end of chapter 26. If you guys are enjoying the stream, drop a like, subscribe if you haven't. And you know what? I hear something.
I hear something
Hey, studio
too.
audience, do you hear something? Yeah. Oh, he said yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Ellis.
Thank
Hurry,
you,
go out
Ellis.
and buy some anti-leprosy medication. We will.
We will. The solution is to seal Lawrence in the basement for 2 weeks and then check on him. And if he's cured, then we let him go. And if not, we keep him there.
Yes, and that sound is still going.
Yeah, it is. Woo!
Whoa. Okay, I'll do it.
Behold, I am your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, and I want to let all you heathens and sinners know that I support this wonderful episode of Atheist Sunday School. Lawrence and Reuben try their very best to bring you the true glory of the Bible, and they need your help. They have provided links to their Patreon page and other social media just for you. Once again, my name is Jesus Christ, and this is Milwaukee Atheists. The Lord is with them. God bless.
It's official.
It's official.
Jesus has cured my leprosy.
Wow.
For now.
Thank you, Jesus, for your wonderful donation of curing leprosy. It only cost us $66.66.
It cost exactly that much. That's
Yeah.
exactly how much he wanted.
Yeah,
Wow.
exactly how
What
much.
a deal.
Thank you, Ellis, for the donation. And let us continue.
Let us spray.
What?
Like, okay.
Let us pray.
Like, I know, let us pray, but like,
Let us
us
spray.
spray.
Let us spray.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the worst play on words you've done in a while.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's cringy.
Don't hold it against him, chat. He's
trying
not.
his
He
best.
speaks English as a second language. Chapter 27. Jotham was 25 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 16 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name was also Jerusha, the daughter of Zadok. And he did that which was right in the sight of the Lord,
Yay.
according to all that his father Uzziah did. Howbeit he entered not into the temple of the Lord, and the people did yet corruptly. He built the high gate of the house of the Lord, and on the wall of Ophel he built much. What's the wall of Ophel?
Oh.
There is no note here on the wall of Ophel.
Okay.
Bummer. But I'm guessing the Ophel is the city.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Moreover, he built cities in the mountains of Judah, and in the forests he built castles and towers. He fought also with the king of the Ammonites.
So he was teaming up.
Yep. And prevailed against them. He wasn't teaming up.
No.
Oh, never
No,
mind.
the opposite of that.
Never mind.
And the children of Ammon gave him the same year 100 talents of silver, and 10,000 measures of wheat, and 10,000 of barley. So much did the children of Ammon pay unto him, both the second year and the third. So Jotham became mighty.
Hold on, here's something interesting. Kings does not report this war with the Ammonites. but it may reflect an authentic report from another source on which the chronicler drew. Which,
Thank you, poor critter.
yes, thank you for the $10. I've written that down now.
Very good.
Here you go. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
But anyways, yeah, we do know that he drew from multiple sources,
Multiple sources.
like the Torah and the Deuteronomistic history, and he references like a bunch of stuff throughout it, right? Like he references Isaiah and other prophets that he takes seriously, and I'm sure he had other ones, like the Chronicles of the Kings of Israel and Judah.
And the Chronicles of Narnia.
Sure.
So, Jotham became mighty because he prepared his ways before the Lord his God. Now, the rest of the acts of Jotham, and all his wars and his ways, lo, are they not written in the book of the kings of Israel and Judah? That's not... Oh, they are written in the book of the kings of
They
Israel
are.
and Judah.
Great. Now we know exactly where to look.
Yes. He was 25 years old when he began
Just
to
to
reign.
be clear, mine says, "Behold!"
Behold!
See, I figured there was a behold. I was just waiting for
I
it.
heard a low, and I'm like, no, behold, okay.
And reigned 16 years in Jerusalem. And Jotham slept with his fathers, and they buried him in the city of David. And Ahaz, his son, reigned in his stead. And that's the end of chapter 27.
Yeah, that is the end of chapter
Give us a
27.
like.
Very short chapter, but I guess Jotham, there wasn't really much about him. You know, they had like a brief thing about him in 2 Kings, 2 Kings 15, I think. And then they just added a war.
Goody.
He's a guy. That is what the Bible wants you to know. He's a guy.
He went to war.
Yeah. Has this tradition. Drop a like if you haven't. Subscribe if you haven't.
Yeah.
Right.
Damn it.
Here's this book back. All right, now
Share all of our content with all of your friends, family, neighbors, loved ones, hated ones, ex-wives. It's just, you know.
Yeah, your ex-wife wants to see this.
Apparently.
Yeah. So we can hop right into chapter 28. Ooh, boy.
Mhm.
All right. Ahaz was 20 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 16 years in Jerusalem. And he did not do what was right in the eyes of the Lord, as his father David had done. But he walked in the ways of the kings of Israel. That's a nice slap to the face right there. Walking in the ways of the kings of Israel. Those idolaters, those heathens.
Yeah.
Yeah. He even made metal images for the balls.
Ooh.
Dude, he has metal balls.
Yes. And he made offerings in the valley of the son of Hinnom, and burned his sons as an offering.
Oh,
The valley of Ben Hinnom. This notorious place, Hebrew Geben Hinnom or Gehinnom, became a term for hell in the translated form Gehenna.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah.
huh.
That is... hold on.
Is this our
Here,
first mention of hell?
Write that down. Holy shit, that's cool. All right, so that was the Valley of Hinnom, you said?
Yeah.
That got turned into that? And that makes sense. Burning his sons as an offering there. According to the abominations of the nations whom the Lord drove out before the people of Israel. So they're following their rituals too. And he sacrificed and made offerings on the high places, and on the hills, and under every green tree, which are pretty common places to put high places.
Yeah.
Yeah. Therefore, so Ahaz is just not a great guy, apparently.
No, he's pretty bad so far by the standards that were given to us.
Yeah, definitely. Therefore, the Lord his God, which one, gave him into the hand of the king of Syria, who defeated him and took captive a great number of his people and brought them to Damascus. He was also given into the hand of the king of Israel, who struck him with great force. So hold on. So if Israel is worshiping other gods, and now if Judah is also worshiping other gods, How
Yes.
does God choose which side to be on? Is he by default on the side of Judah? So when they fall, Israel is there to do the, like when they fall from, their grace, I guess.
I don't think God's on anyone's side. Here.
Nope, God's on his own side.
Yeah, I guess.
He's his own man.
For Pekah, the son of Remaliah, killed...
He's the monarch of the northern kingdom.
Thanks. Killed 120,000 from Judah in one day. Oh, shit. All of them men of valor, because they had forsaken the Lord, the God of their fathers. And Zikri, a mighty man of Ephraim, killed... we saw this name earlier also. Messiah, the king's son, and Azrikam, the commander of the palace, and Elkanah, the next in authority to the king. So they're destroying the hierarchy.
Yeah.
The men of Israel took captive 200,000 of their relatives, women, sons, and daughters. They also took much spoil from them and brought the spoil to Samaria. That's the capital of Israel. But a prophet of the Lord was there. He was there, whose name was Oded. And he went out to meet the army that came to Samaria. And he said to them, Behold!
Behold.
Behold, one behold per chapter, unless the trend changes.
Because the Lord, the God of your fathers, was angry with Judah, he gave them into your hand. But you have killed them in a rage that has reached up to heaven. So now God's real mad.
Told you.
So, okay, hold on. He lets them be destroyed, but he doesn't want anyone to be killed.
Yep.
Yes.
He doesn't want too many people to be
I
killed.
guess.
He wants to do the killing himself.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I mean, he seems to strike people down a lot.
Sure.
Smites.
Yeah. So, rage that reached up to heaven, and now you intend to subjugate the people of Judah and Jerusalem, male and female, as your slaves. Have you not sins of your own against the Lord your God? Now hear me, and send back the captives from your relatives, whom you have taken, for the fierce wrath of the Lord is upon you. Certain chiefs also of the men of Ephraim, Azariah, the son of Johanan, Berechiah, the son of Meshillemoth, Jehizikiah, the son of Shalom, and Amasa, the son of Hadlai, stood up against those who were coming from the war, and said to them, You shall not bring the captives in here.
Oh, I thought it would be like, you shall not pass.
Yeah, I was going.
You did a good job.
Thanks. For you propose to bring upon us guilt against the Lord in addition to our present sins and guilt. For our guilt is already great, and there is fierce wrath against Israel. So now they're acknowledging that both Judah and Israel have fallen into disarray.
Yes.
And while God allows Israel to destroy Judah, Israel has went too far. And
They overextended their flanks.
yeah,
Now they'll get flanked. God's classic tactic.
and so there are some leaders in the Israelite tribes that are acknowledging this prophet of the Lord, this mysterious man of God, as now they're listening to him. And the thing is, they probably already knew it as well.
How many times do they have to learn this?
I don't know.
It's like they
All
relearn
of them.
this every other
All the
generation.
times.
Every other generation just sucks.
So the armed men left the captives and the spoil before the princes and all the assembly. Look how easy it was to convince them.
Jesus.
Look how fucking easy it was.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's that easy, according to a
Like,
bunch
they
of...
couldn't have said it about anything else, but this is the thing that, pushes it over the top. Like, okay, now we've went too far.
Oh, I can believe that.
And the men who have been mentioned by name rose and took the captives, and with the spoil they clothed all who were naked among them. They clothed them, gave them sandals, provided them with food and drink, and anointed them. And carrying all the feeble among them on donkeys, they brought them to their kinsfolk at Jericho, the city of palm trees. Then they returned to
Yours
Samaria.
says anointed?
Yes.
Mine says rub them with oil.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And, well,
That's anointing, apparently.
Yeah.
usually an anointing is just like a, bam, you're anointed.
Well, you pour some oil
And
over
this
them.
says, as with the Greeks, rubbing olive oil on the body was part of the regimen of the good, comfortable life.
Yep.
Ooh.
Usually anointing is just like, bam, or
Well,
something.
Too bad this is
But
intimate,
this is like
and you're gonna love
all
it.
over them. It's like, a,
Body massage.
It's a massage. You get
Yeah,
a nice
they
massage,
give-
your way into the good life.
yeah, I wonder if they gave him a mud bath.
At that time, King Ahaz sent to the king of Assyria for help, for the Edomites had again invaded and defeated Judah and carried away captives. And the captives went from one place to another.
Yep.
And the Philistines had made raids on the cities in the Shephelah and the Negeb of Judah, and had taken Beth Shemesh, Ajalon, Gederoth, Soko with its villages, Timnah with its villages, and Gimzo with its villages. And they settled there, for the Lord humbled Judah because of Ahaz, king of Israel, for he had made Judah act sinfully, and had been very unfaithful to the Lord. So Tiglath-Pileser, and is there another name for him? I think there's another king that's supposed to be.
It doesn't mention that here.
Okay. King of Assyria came against him and afflicted him instead of strengthening him. For Ahaz took a portion from the house of the Lord and the house of the king and of the princes and gave tribute to the king of Syria, but it did not help him. So he's looking for, because this would actually happen a lot. Instead of destroying a place, they would just be like, okay, pay us money, give us some stuff, like some sort of tax, and we won't kill you.
Mm-hmm.
So not really a tax, more like a mobster.
Yeah, more like a marauding
What's
army.
the difference? Taxation is theft.
Okay, Reuben. In the time of his distress, he became yet more faithless to the Lord. Damn it! This same King Ahaz, for he sacrificed to the gods of Damascus that he had defeated, and said, because the gods of the kings of Syria helped them, I will sacrifice to them, that they may help me. But
In the king's version of this story, he just copies the design of the altar in Damascus, and they don't do any idolatry.
oh, okay.
Good.
Sounds so this is just more stuff to give, I think, for a justification for the exile.
Yeah.
That's my guess. But they were the ruin of him and all of Israel. And Ahaz gathered together the vessels of the house of God and cut in pieces the vessels of the house of God. And he shut up the doors of the house of the Lord, and he made himself altars in every corner of Jerusalem. Holy shit. In every city of Judah, he made high places to make offerings to other gods, provoking to anger the Lord, the God of his fathers. Now, the rest of his acts and all his ways, from first to last, behold!
Behold!
Behold.
They are written in the book of the kings of Judah and Israel. And Ahaz slept with his fathers, and they buried him in the city in Jerusalem, for they did not bring him into the tombs of the king of Israel. So this guy
In
was...
Kings, he's actually buried at the city of David among the royal tombs.
Good old contradictions.
The chronicler evidently wants to make the point that Ahaz suffered exclusion from the most honored burial grounds
Yeah.
because of his paganizing ways. It should also be noted that Chronicles is not consistent with its use of Israel. In the war reported above, Israel clearly designates the northern kingdom. but here it's used interchangeably with Judah.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. And Hezekiah, his son, reigned in his place. And of course, Hezekiah is the first of the reforming kings.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
So, we've got 2 more episodes until Chronicles is over.
So let's see. Yeah, 2.
Yeah?
Yeah. Unless we
Alright.
want to do 7
No.
in one, we don't. Okay.
No. 1 week we could do 3.
Or, actually, hold on. So today is show 98,
Yes.
and show 99 would be next week, and the week after that is the 100th show.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So, would you rather finish off our 100th episode of Atheist Sunday School with ending 2nd Chronicles, or would you rather have that be the one where we begin Ezra?
I think it should be the one where we end Chronicles and we have a little bit of extra time for like a show that I was going to announce next week.
Okay.
I think that we could read some Apocrypha for our 100th episode.
Well, I had an idea.
That
I'll
would
talk
require
to you
getting
about
done
it.
with this. With
Or, like-
sorry, with
Ruben, I
Chronicles.
had an idea already.
What?
I'm going to talk to you about it later.
All right, we're
I'll
gonna
announce
that
it next
idea
week.
later. Yeah.
I already told Lawrence about it.
Okay. Well,
Alright.
that being said,
There's some behold counts.
Yes. What are we at?
We are at 5 today.
5 beholds.
That's right.
And how many?
I didn't
Written.
count that it was not written.
Oh, okay, well, it was like
Not
3 or
written
something.
because they were different than
Yeah.
the specific quote that we were using.
Mhm.
But I think we had 6. There was an extra one in there beyond the beholds, but a lot of them were paired with the beholds.
Sure. All right. So, anyways, that is the end of today's reading.
if you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to like, subscribe, buy us stuff on Amazon. We have a wish list.
We do have a wish list.
Visit MilwaukeeAtheist.com, which Chris has to
Keep working on it.
keep working on.
And also Teespring and Patreon.
And yeah, Patreon. We have a Patreon.
We do.
If you go to our Patreon and you donate such and such amount of money, you can be on our show and you get all of the scripts for our scripted stuff.
Yep.
And
You get all of the books we publish.
And you can be in
And-
that raffle at the beginning.
Yeah.
and
You get tickets to any events that we hold.
and
There's got to be something else.
We'll
well-
come visit you and
Oh,
give you
yeah,
a
the-
high five personally, but it's
Oh,
an
yeah.
incredibly high amount.
the high five goal.
The
If
high
you
five
donate
goal.
$10,000 a month,
We will personally
Go
give
visit
you
you.
a high five.
Yes.
as long
Northern-
as you're within the continental United States of America.
Well, I was going to say within the not warring northern hemisphere. Whatever parts are okay.
As long as it's not a war
We're not going to war zones.
No war zones.
No, like, tundras.
We'll be okay in Russia.
I don't
No.
know.
I'll get us through.
if
We're
you
not
say so.
going to Russia.
I'll get us through Russia. Don't
Alright.
We're
worry.
not
Hard.
going to Russia. You can go to Russia.
You can go to Russia.
I'll give them 3 high fives,
Thank you.
one for each
I'll
of
high
us,
five
and then
you
I'll leave.
first. You can transfer it for me.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
That sounds about it.
So, also, Facebook and Twitter. All links are in the description, anyways. But either way,
We will see
you
next Sunday.